filled with Coach Palazollo of Saline Wrestling. Took 3 Hornet wrestlers here. 2 of them are going to make the podium. One of them just lost in the championship, which has got to be a heartbreak for him. He had a nice start to that thing. First of all, how would you assess the weekend that Bryce had?
I mean, overall incredible. He dominated his way to the finals. He beat arguably the number 2 kid in the state to get to the finals. He didn't have an easy path. Overall, all the obstacles that he's had to overcome to even get here is beyond impressive, and I won't get into all those details, but his journey here hasn't been easy, so his accomplishments are impressive.
Let's talk about just in general. One of the things I was thinking about here while I was eating this sandwich on the way to wrestling is all the sacrifices wrestlers make, staying at the right weight, working out all year, wrestling hurt not so bad that you hurt yourself worse. What kind of sacrifices are made just in an average season, let alone a championship season, by the typical wrestler to try to get here?
Unless you've wrestled, there's no way you could ever know the commitment, the sacrifice, the heartache, the pain. With all the joys comes so much hurt. Even look at this place. There's only one person that walks out of here with their goal accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else walks out of here with a little bit of heartache. But yeah, from managing your weight to making weight to the amount of conditioning that goes into it. We get lots of athletes that come in and they think they're in good shape and they go through one practice and realize they're not. This is basically legal fighting. I mean, it's as tough as it gets, and you have to be ultimately, one of the toughest guys around to even compete at this sport. And at this level, you got to be at another level. So this is, it's incredible what these guys can do.
Well, I know Bryce, he's pretty competitive. He wanted number 1 all year. Mm-hmm. For a while, I was like, I'm not sure he's going to get there. I saw him lose earlier in the season where he didn't look that hot against Bedford. But boy, what did he do to turn his season around and then just make a beeline to the finals?
Believe.
Yeah.
He always believed. You won't find a more committed person in the state, in the country. He does everything right. He lives right. He trains as hard as he can. Incredibly coachable. As good as he is on the mat, he's a great person off the mat. The biggest part of it, though, is the mental side. He believed that he could be here. He believed that he could get back to this point. And he did.
What do you think? Obviously he's going to get out of here and he's going to be like, I'm winning it next year. And what do you think of that idea?
Well, if you think about the fact that he had absolutely 0 off-season training because he was, he had some major things to deal with. Like I said, to get back to the state finals with 0 off-season training is phenomenal. I have no doubt that he's going to be in this place next year. And be on top of the podium.
Now you had 2 seniors come in here with you. One's going home with a medal tonight. One isn't. First, Nola's not going to get a medal. 1 and 2. Talk about his season and what he did here at Fort Field.
It's the same thing. He's been all hard. A lot of commitment. He's had a lot of off the mat stuff he's had to deal with, and ultimately, like I said, there's a lot of amazing memories here, and there's a lot of heartache. It's just part of the sport. You're guaranteed nothing, no matter how hard you work. But he's going to leave here with a lot of great memories and a lot of life lessons. And he's going to have a hard time, having any regrets because he did lay it all out there.
I heard from somebody that he was popping out his shoulder. Somebody was popping out his shoulder at a basketball game recently.
Honestly, because he's done, I can say he dislocated his shoulder this week.
Yeah. Oh, was it this week?
Yep, he dislocated his shoulder this week.
But that's a recurring issue with him. Wasn't that a problem last year?
He's had shoulder issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, he dislocated it this week, and we did everything we could to make sure that he had an opportunity to wrestle here, and he was right there to do it. So again, it's just the amount of toughness these guys. What other sport would a guy dislocate his shoulder and wrestle a few days later in the state tournament? I don't know.
Isaac Furlong, he's been one of my favorite guys to cover for a long time here whenever I can get his name right. But Isaac is, it seems like he just kind of wills his way in. He lost that first one, wins the next. After the first win, he says to me, I'm going to trust my family, I'm going to trust my training, my coaches, God, and I'm going to win the next one. And then I didn't get to stay for the whole thing, but here he is. He's going to be on the medal. What do you think of the season he's had?
Actions speak louder than words. Isaac is a tough guy, and we knew what he was capable of, and he had some ups and downs, throughout the season. But he gritted it out. He showed real toughness, and I think he grew up a lot here today. Even though he's a senior, he grew up a lot today. He realized what he's capable of doing. I don't think anybody, besides the coaching staff and him, and maybe not even always him, believed that he could be on that podium. And it's a testament to our staff. It's a testament to how hard he worked and just buying in, and he got the job done, and he's going to have that forever.
You're a coach. You're also a wrestler yourself. You said you wrestled for Chippewa Valley.
Yeah.
And what's the farthest you got? Was it back at Pontiac Silverdome back then?
It was at the Palace.
At the Palace. Yeah.
It was at the Palace. I didn't reach my goals. I got to the finals and lost in the finals. And the funny thing is, our staff, Coach Roush, Coach Sherman, we all lost in the finals. I think that really drives us to help these guys accomplish their goals, because we didn't necessarily reach our goals, and it keeps that fire lit. So we also know what that heartache feels like, and we know how to help these guys get over it and then bounce back and be ready for the next one.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.